Hey guys, Sabrefox91o here, and today I'm going to be showing you a tutorial video of how to practice or suggestions on how to practice and what you can do to warm up as well. I'm going to be using Siege of Shanghai as an example, but you can basically apply this to over different maps. You just have to basically change it to accordingly to each different map. But let's jump right into it guys, and I hope this will help you a lot because I'm pretty sure some of you guys will need this. Now, for what I'm about to show you, you at least need 6 people to perform this action. It is better that way, and it have basically a more dynamic and overall better experience for when you want to perform this kind of practice. Now, let's say for instance on Siege of Shanghai, you are basically on the China side, and you want to defend your Charlie bomb because obviously the US gets the bomb first. Now, let's say you have 2 people here in the middle, but because you're only 3 and the enemy side also has 3 for this practice situation, you're going to put 3 in the middle. So let's put it like this. You have at least, for instance, one here behind the lion, another one here, and here somewhere. Basically, just imagine those 3 positions. Okay, now you select basically your 3 top players, I would say, when it comes to defending a situation, and then you take your other 3 most offensive players and put them against the enemy team. Now basically, imagine I'm the enemy and I'm from US now and I want to attack the team defending the China bomb. Then you basically have to situate them so, okay, you guys are going to defend the middle area and that's the only area you are allowed to push. Basically making sure that your flanks are not a non-void. They only have to focus on the middle area to basically improve the middle area by itself. Later on you can switch it up a bit, but I'll get more into that a bit later. Now, something also you want to do is when you have your 2 teams, you want to split them up into 2 different TeamSpeak channels if you use TeamSpeak or whatever you use to communicate with your team. Basically, split them up so they can communicate amongst themselves without giving the position away to your other teammates as well. They have to basically see what you can do, work out different positions to attack, which is better. What is better to defend if the positions I have not given or your positions itself is not good already. Then you can basically practice your defense positions and try new nade spots, new combos with RPGs and assault rifles and all that jazz. Something you can also do if you really want to, you can make it a 2 versus 4. Well, let's say for instance, you only have 2 on the one flank. Basically, for instance, one here on the stairs and another one here by Lion. That's basically 2 defending the China bomb now. And then you have at least a 4 pushing you from the enemy side, making a big flank, which you are not expecting. But you have to improvise. So when, for instance, you're on US now and you want to attack the China bomb, so you send 4 here and only on the flank, leaving the middle and the far right side area open, making sure nobody is there. They can only use this flank, making sure the people defending the bomb learn a better way to defend it, better positions, and the people flanking and attacking can also basically get their teamwork synergy down as well. Basically calling everything and moving from there. And then obviously one thing you can test on the far left side here on Truck Road is, for instance, if you want to practice a smoke push, because we all love a smoke push, because we're all smokers when it comes to the end of the day anyway. If it's not first hand smoking, then it's second hand smoking. But anyway, you can use it for a situation like this. I would say a 2v4 again. 2 defending the China bomb this side, and then 4 pushing from that side. But do remember, you can also do it vice versa from the other side if you do want to. But at the end, you have to practice a smoke, I would say, because it's better to do a smoke push from there. Also, something I would suggest, if someone else making a smoke push from that side towards here, you might want to take those barriers down, because most people like to do a smoke push and push straight towards Bravo bomb. Now, yes, something, when you're going to attack from your side, I would at least say have one guy here at the back, holding it from here, while the rest of your team smokes up and push. The guy here at the back can make sure they don't do a sneaky push through the smoke while your team is working a sneaking past. And the guy here at the back can just basically clear anybody who tries to sneak around. Now, if you want to make it a bit more of a real-time situation, when it comes to defending, let's say 2 areas at once, most people have 1 on the flank and 2 in the middle. What you can do then is open 2 lanes to be attacked and then leaving 1 lane closed completely. So for instance, when you have 1 here on the side and then 2 in the middle, usually, or it doesn't matter, whatever your playstyle is, as long as these 2 lanes are open, the enemy team can push through those 2 lanes, and basically the enemy team must only expect people from those 2 lanes. To explain basically the 2 lane situation, Let's say, for instance, you're attacking now, but you have 2 lanes to push. You can either go for this lane over here, smoke it, or fake it with a flood of smoke, basically making 2 people go there, or 3 if they are stupid enough to leave one flank open. But anyway, making a fake, and then coming to this lane here, and pushing up through here. Because you have 2 lanes open, you can use both lanes, making a bit of a more open real-time situation. And then lastly, for these situations, something you can do is also use your 1v1 situations as well. For instance, there are 3 lanes and it's 3v3. So what do? You have 1 person on each lane. If 1 person on the lane goes down, that guy in the middle, well, for instance, let's say someone in the middle went down and the enemy team is pushing up. They can use that to their advantage and help your other teammates, making it obviously more of a reliable situation and also real time as well. Basically learning your individual players to play under pressure at all times from enemy flanks constantly pushing through. To give you more detail about that, let's say for instance, I'm attacking the enemy flag from here. I took the guy out just there on truck road and then I'm pushing up. While my friends are still keeping the enemy on China, basically I can support him in the middle lane, making sure I get my picks down and then moving on to the next one, so forth until you took the flag. Remember, once all 3 enemies have been wiped out, or the enemy team has completely wiped out, you move back and then you start over. You constantly do this until you can find a better spot or you think your team is ready to move on to a next map or next place. Now, something you can do if you want to improve your aim a bit with the, I would say, the Magnum or the Rex is a technique I used to do far back in Battlefield 3 with ASF. What we did is basically we did a 1-shot reload motion with it. So you only had 1 shot to shoot at a guy, then you had to reload your gun constantly. And it's basically, it was team deathmatch and you were constantly running around just trying to get 1 shot reload. Making sure you had to get that shot or you were dead, depending on the enemy as well. But still, making sure you got your shot, obviously just 1 shot reload. But yeah, it's also a way to improve yourself. Now, something I would also suggest, when it comes to warming up for a clanly, there are 2 ways you can do this. It's either run and gun in a team deathmatch, you versus your teammates, or you can set up a friendly game against another team, either doing a 5v5 squad obliteration for the comms, or if they are willing to agree to a 5v5 team deathmatch, basically getting your aim in and a bit of synergy game, but also not completely focusing on the bombs. These are 2 ways you can use to warm up. But the better situation is to do a squad obliteration, but try to get a team that's more on your level, not higher and not lower. Because if you go higher, the team is going to wreck you and you're going to get an ass hurting and it's going to put your team in a negative state. And if you get a team that's below you, you are basically just going to walk over them and expect the next game to be a walkover as well. And then your team is going to be overconfident and it will fail. So always try to get a team that's basically on a level base with you when it comes to skill to get a nice warm-up going for you and your team. Also, I think what I would suggest when it comes to warming up for friendlies, after each game, see if you and the other team captain, which you just played against, can come together on a TeamSpeak and then exchange what your team did wrong against each other. Say basically do the pros and cons, like what you did right against them and what you did wrong. You know, help the community grow. The better the community grows, the more the community grows, the better. It means we just won't have, like for instance at the moment, just 2 top teams. We need more top teams, but basically can give all of them a run for their money. So basically exchanging ideas and what people did wrong will help it a lot as well. Now, also another way to practice, something that's very important when it comes to competitive play is name spots. Naming each position and making sure your team knows that position. So the one way you can also practice this is basically taking a screenshot of the area and then basically naming it with just normal paint. I will post a link in the description with some name spots if you guys do want to steal those name spots. It's old ecstasy black name spots. Nobody uses anymore, but feel free to use them. But anyway, one way you can practice this is basically running it through with your team. Like, let's say, for instance, we're just going to do this Charlie area for now. Like, let's say this is bar. Obviously, due to this area, it's called bar. But the next area, let's say it's lounge. Okay, so this bar and lounge. And then the last area over here, we'll call it little cafe. Okay, so then obviously you have the 3 positions here. You have bar, lounge, and cafe. Now, one way to make sure your team actually paid attention is basically standing, for instance, here, and you tell your whole team, shoot at the location which you're gonna mention. So then, for instance, okay, I'm gonna say cafe. Your whole team shoots there, but obviously lounge. Obviously, they can't shoot at lounge now, but still, the idea is there. And also, when you say bar, they shoot at bar to make sure they know, getting the idea in their head, and also painting a picture. And also, when it comes to the picture, when you took the screenshot and edited on Paint, they can also go over it in their own time if they have nothing else to do. And something else that's very underrated in South Africa at the moment when it comes to Battlefield is a coach. I did the coaching thing in Leg 3 for PvP Gaming. And basically, when it comes to coaching, you want to get friendlies and see if you can spectate them. Record the games, and then obviously keep watch on each player. And then later on, after the games, you go over those games again, and you see what they did wrong. When they did a YOLO plant, YOLO revive, or just basically being stupid and not, when they lost alive, not calling last alive, not calling their enemy teams, all that jazz. That's one thing that's also very important, is always watching the tab, seeing how many enemy teammates are up. Well, not enemy teammates, but enemies are up, and your teammates as well. If you are last alive, and you don't notice it, your friends should always call, you are last alive. Not say, okay, you're last alive. They should actually call your names, like, Sabrefox, you are last alive. So you know, okay, I have to play defensively and hide to make sure I can get a spawn bomb on me. But anyway, when it comes to the coaching thing, you want to make sure you improve your team as much as possible, helping them every step of the way when it comes to naming, reminding them when it comes to, like, when you are spectating a game, you don't tell them where their inner positions are. You just watch and how they suffer or how they perform. Basically seeing what they did wrong. You don't tell them anything, because it's your job to help them improve, not basically cheat for them. That's the whole idea of a coach, is to improve your team and helping them with every edge when it comes to stratting, naming, and also helping them with their problems. Yeah, guys, one last thought. If you are going to warm up for a game, don't go do it on lockers. You're just going to hurt your brain, and it's going to be a cancer fest all over again. So please, guys, don't see our lockers as a warm-up. Even if you don't have a 5-man team, get a pickups going with another team. It will also help the community a lot. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. I hope it helped you a lot. And basically, please tell all the captains about this video, because it will help them where they need if they don't really know this. But anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much.